Welcome to the 2025 Dialogue, a masterclass series by the HR Association of India. I am Neha Jagnani, and today's session brings us to a theme that sits at the intersection of innovation, humanity, and the future. The topic for today is the future of work, human centered leadership in an AI driven world. To help us explore this evolving landscape, we have with us Sonica Aron, founder and CEO of Marching Sheep and one of the most respected voices in the space of DEI. Sonica transitioned from a solopreneur to leading a thriving team of HR consultants. Her firm serves 300 plus clients across 80 countries and various industries. She is a recognized thought leader in diversity, inclusion, and progressive HR practices, contributing to major publications. She addresses unconventional topics, advocating for issues like menopause inclusion in the medical benefits and a systemic approach for new mothers. A charismatic speaker at conferences, Sonica believes in the societal connection of organizations and actively engages in non commercial awareness campaigns. Additionally, she supports an NGO rehabilitating acid attack survivors in India. Sonica, thank you so much for joining. It's always a pleasure having you.
It's always a pleasure to be here. And I was listening to you introducing me. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And sincere gratitude to HRAI for inviting me again and again and letting me just speak my thoughts as authentically as possible.
Sure, thank you so much. It is always our pleasure to have you as one of the thought leaders, and it's lovely to hear your insights on various topics, Sonika. And I look forward to this exciting masterclass as well today. So, to begin with, Sonika, my first question for you is as AI continues to reshape workplaces, how can leaders ensure that technology enhances rather than erodes the human experience at work?
It's a very, very nice question. First and foremost, I want to establish one thing. See, AI is like any other technological advancement. It's a technological advancement. We've been going through technological advancement since the first, I mean, since the car was made, since the telephone was made. This is all technology, and we have all embraced it because these have made our lives simpler.
Right,
Then when the computer came, the first time I remember, I was a kid, I was in class fourth or fifth, when the first computers started coming in banks, and there was a lot of fear. How will the employees, adapt to computers? How will they learn how to use them? They're so used to pen and paper kind of working, but they did, right? And then I remember I was in MBA when Y2K happened. And there was this fear, what will happen to all the systems? Because everything was revolving around 1999. Because nobody knew how to deal with year 2000 and beyond.
right,
Right? So we have been into the space of technological advancement forever.
right,
So let's not be worried or scared about it. Let's embrace it. The moment we change our mindset from worrying about it to embracing it and seeing that how can it be good for us, our entire attitude towards it will shift, and the same thing will happen in organizations with leaders.
right,
Right now, many times I hear or I see headlines saying XYZ company, so many jobs made redundant because of AI.
right,
I think the entire take is erroneous. It is not that AI, there were five people who were doing the job is now being replaced by AI. That is not what has happened. What has happened is that the way of doing work changes when you put in technology that simplifies work, that makes some of the jobs that human beings were doing. For example, data collection. If I have to today go and run a survey, I don't have to make my form from scratch. I can ask Chat GPT, Perplexity, or DeepSeek, or any other platform. I can give them the prompts. They will give me a first draft of of the form. They will then make that form. Then I can clean it up. I can then send it out. And then I don't need analysts or statisticians to come and analyze that data for me. I can get again one of these agentic AIs to do it for me. So it is not people who are getting replaced, it is tasks that are getting replaced. Now, how can leaders, coming to your original question, how can leaders can deal with it by actually being very transparent about it. That listen, this is where we are getting technology. This is the role that technology is going to play. How is it going to change the way we are working right now? Which means if there are five people in the team doing work which is A, B, C, D, E, they are now expected to do work which is delta A, delta B, delta C, delta D, delta E. And for that, what are the skills, competencies, knowledge that is required? There will be some people who will embrace it really fast. There are some people who will resist it. There are some people who will find it difficult.
Right.
We have to handhold all of them. Think about a situation where you and I will be 60. We will find it difficult to walk. Does that mean that the world will leave us behind and say, कि आप बैठो घर पे, we are going? We don't do that, right, to our family members, etc., simply because they grow old or they stop. If suddenly today I have a smart TV and I'm unable to use the remote, which is a new remote control, and my son says, I will not help you because you're a Gen X and you don't even know how to use this new remote control. So, as leaders, I think we have to be a little more transparent, a little more patient, and use communication, empathy to understand that not everybody is able to understand. And when, this typical TRP kind of headlines come, Sansani case, so and so company laid off X number of people, it is because of AI. It creates more mass hysteria and it creates more fear. I
Sure.
think we should stay away from that.
Sure.
That's my take on it. So
Sure.
leaders should be very clear about why are they getting the technology, what role will it play, what impact will it have on people's roles, hence how do they need to be trained, and keep on communicating with complete transparency. Even if it means that the team size is going to reduce, which will in 70 to 80% times it will, it is important that you communicate that so that if I am going to be looking for a job 3 months from now, 4 months from now, I at least know that my company is going to support me in outplacement. I will have a severance package. I will be medically insured for at least 1 year. कुछ तो severance package क्या idea होगा,
Right.
right? So all of these things become very critical.
Sure, very well articulated, Sonica. To start with, you said this is nothing new. Technology advancements has been happening since forever, and we have to shift the mindset from looking it as a challenge to embracing that because it makes things a lot easier. Two quick points for leaders is to be transparent, be patient, and using communication and empathy. When it comes to talking about it, assessing anything, I think it helps throughout the process for the leaders. Thank you so much. My next question, Sonika, is what key shifts do you believe people need to make to stay relevant in the world that is increasingly driven by algorithms and data?
Uh, this might sound a little brutal to a lot of people, but I have learned this to be a truth which I live by. And that universal truth is that I am 100% responsible for my life, for my success, for what I want to achieve, for my goals. So, if I want to remain relevant in the field of consulting, I'm in the field of HR consulting, I cannot be doing things that I was doing 10 years back, Neha.
Right.
Today, the audience is different with Gen Z, Gen Y, millennials, the kind of exposure they have at the click of a button, they can learn anything they want. If I continue to do my sessions, my interventions the way I was doing 10 years back, I will become irrelevant.
Right.
I have to keep on, and I am responsible for it. Right? Nobody else is going to come and put it on a platter saying, learn AI. 25% of your time should go in learning AI. 25% of your time should go in learning experiential sessions. 25% of your time should go in learning what's happening in the world of neurodiversity, what's happening in the world of tariffs, what is Trump doing with tariffs, and therefore how our industry is getting impacted. Nobody is going to come and tell me all this. I have to realize for myself that how do I stay relevant?
Right.
So I have to take this 100% responsibility. So if I am working for an organization, I'm working in a department, I'm working in marketing, or I'm working in supply chain, or I'm working in HR, what is happening? How is technology today impacting? The other day I was speaking to somebody and this person said that, at one time there this thing about putting ads on social media was like a quick win. You put an ad and you boosted it and you got a lot of people who showed interest. But now there is this new algorithm which is saying that your same type of ads will not work. So if you are using ads which which have been edited by a software versus B software, the algorithm is going to push one software versus the other. If you have spoken the same language in one reel and spoken the same language, उसको थोड़ा सा भी tweak किया है, then the algorithm will not push it. So it has become so evolved. Now, who in the marketing team is going to go into so much of detail and teach their team? Somebody has to go to their own on their own initiative and learn on all this. What is the Andromeda algorithm? What is Claude AI? What is vidIQ? What is how is it different from Insta Edits? Why is Insta Edit so important? All of these things are super critical for anybody in marketing department to know. Similarly, for somebody who is in HR, for them to know what are the different types of if there is Amber or if there is Millie, what are the different kinds of agents which are today used to look at employee well-being, employee welfare, health quotient, satisfaction surveys, which is better and why is it better and what are the special features? ये कौन बताएगा? कोई नहीं, मतलब if you go to them, each one of them will want to sell you the product, but how do you yourself learn about them? So end of the day, each individual is 100% responsible for their own learning, their own career. And we have to take out time, however busy I am. I travel 20 days a month. And if I have to wake up at 5:30 to attend, to go through a podcast which is telling me how to use Insta edits, if it is telling me how to design a particular game, I will do it because I know it will make me more relevant. It is my responsibility, nobody else's.
Right. Right. Thank you so much. Beautifully put. So basically, while it is going to be a continuous learning, one has to stand up, stay alert, and put in that hard work to stay relevant, whether it is learning any technology or adapting to any advancements that is happening on your role or outside. So thank you so much. My
Yeah,
next,
because sorry to interrupt, because one thing that we forget is that any technology, who runs it, who takes the benefit out of it, it is us. तो वो भी तो आना चाहिए ना to use it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very important to indulge yourself into this continuous learning cycle to be able to stay updated and relevant. Thank you so much. My next question, Sonika, is with machines taking over repetitive tasks, which human capabilities you think will become most critical as differentiators for success?
I think most would be active listening,
Okay.
okay, empathy. कंप्यूटर में हार्ट नहीं है। हम लोग डाल सकते हैं उसमें, प्रॉम्प्ट्स डाल सकते हैं, सब कुछ डाल सकते हैं, बट एंड ऑफ द डे आई कैन रीड योर आईज, योर फेस एंड फिगर आउट दैट यू आर टायर्ड और नॉट. A lot of platforms claim that they will understand and they will try to read between and see, do a psychological analysis of the words that you use, that you are using repeatedly, and tell you whether you are happy or not. All of that is fine, but people are essentially social animals.
Right.
We crave social connect. You and I might be sitting next to each other. It might be your birthday, and you get a huge bouquet which says "Happy birthday, Neha. Lots of love, Sonica." I am sitting right next to you, and I haven't even looked at you and wished you all day. So a repetitive job being done by someone, keeping a track of everybody's birthdays and sending them bouquets and wishes, does nothing to your engagement and morale unless somebody comes and gives you a big hug with a big smile and says, Neha, you are really valued. You're really my friend. So this is not going to get replaced, right?
Right.
So a lot of repetitive jobs like data collection, like I said, are like analysis, all of that. But then decision making out of all of that analysis, what is my P1, P2, P3? Where do I put the money? What is it that will get me the greatest impact? What will make my customers happiest, clients happiest? What will get me the highest productivity? What will make my employees happiest? All that decision making has to be done by people, and that is a culmination of uh, thinking, intellectual thinking, being connected from the heart with people, with the soil, and though that skill set, that competency is not going anywhere.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much. So there is active listening, there is empathy, there is human touch. So we can say that data and statistics can work as a launch pad, but it's the human touch and human centric approach that will solve too many problems and also create an ecosystem where people are heard and valued and they get a sense of that psychological safety. So thank you so
Ab-
much.
Yeah.
My next question, Sonika, is how can organizations weave empathy and ethical judgment into the use of AI for talent, performance, and people analytics?
Very important. I think for everything, there is a doer and a checker. It's a very simple logic that we've always had in any organization, even in finance. Whenever you put in a claim, there is somebody who will first clear it and then it has to be approved by someone, right?
Right.
So there is a doer, there is a checker, there is a doer, there is a checker. AI also needs a governance model, somebody who is checking, right? So, for example, you remember when we used to have these psychometric forms, psychometric questionnaires, we used to say, is it valid or reliable or not? Is it checking what it is supposed to check? And if it is applied again and again and again, will it give you the same answer?
Hmm.
These used to be the two checks for psychometric questionnaires,
Right.
right? Now, the same thing should be applied for AI also. Is it giving you the right analysis or the right outcome? So, for any software which is, let's say, um, shortlisting resumes, is it really shortlisting the right resumes? Is it giving you or is it blindly just looking for some keywords and sometimes missing even the gold in it,
Right.
in the pool? So one is that, is it valid? The second is the reliability, right? Okay, uh, what if, because the end of the day, the prompts on which AI is made is also given by human beings, and human beings inherently have biases.
Right.
Now, if that bias has gone into the prompt and it has gone into the tool and the software, then that software is inherently biased. It will select resumes based on the bias.
Correct.
Similarly, it will look at, for example, if somebody who thinks that being an extrovert is one of the competencies which should be there for being promoted, and that is a part of the software or any agentic AI which is being used for talent management, then even somebody who's an introvert but a great people leader gets you great results will not get shortlisted for a promotion
Right.
because it's an inbuilt bias. So AI needs governance. So once in 2 months, 3 months, you need to run a process, maybe a sample process, go through maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 resumes and see, is your system working right? Look at your appraisals the way you would have done for maybe 100 people and see whether the system is doing right. Look at your promotion numbers and see, look at people who've not been promoted and see if it's right. Now, until and unless you do this again and again and again, you will not be able to fine tune the process.
Absolutely. So there is the
So
governance model, which plays a key role here. Two important questions you highlighted, which we need to ask. Is it valid and is it reliable? Then in the span of 2, 3 months, you will have to check, do a sample check on it.
and
So
you continue to do it. You can't just say कि एक बार कर लिया तो I'm done. You
yes,
continue to do it because you're dealing with people. You're dealing with people's careers, and people's careers run their houses. With one career, there are four other people at least: the partner, the children, the parents. So it's not just a statistic.
sure, sure, absolutely. So this brings us to the last question, Sonika, for this masterclass, which is in a world of automation and uncertainty, what does human-centered leadership truly mean to you, and how can leaders practice it consistently?
I go by three very simple words, and this is not my model. I think I have said it in one of my previous master classes also, so it might be a repetition for some people. But this is a Headley May model, which is curiosity, empathy, and transparency. I believe that when two people interact, there is a natural inclination to know more about each other and come to some common ground which helps you bond.
Correct.
It need not always be transactional work. I mean, Neha, you and I meet. We meet in every master class, but that's not the only thing that will bond us. We might meet sometime in some conference for HRAI. The fact that both you and I are very close to Ankita is also a common bond.
Right.
So there are so many things which one can be curious about, and it creates a bond which is beyond the transaction, the then and there transaction,
Right.
right?
Right.
Uh, and then comes empathy. And because Neha knows that Sonica is in Delhi, Delhi pollution is bad, Sonica was coughing, Neha will say, "Ke, is it that bad? Are you okay? Why don't you have a sip of water? Are you having a warm glass of water?" Imagine when somebody asks you this, how does it make you feel? Right? This is simply nothing but because Neha's been curious. She knows Sonica is in Delhi. AQI in Delhi is way beyond dangerous. So she has bothered to, be in her shoes and ask her that question. Otherwise, Neha can say कि मेरा 30 minutes का slot है, 5 सवाल पूछो आगे बढ़ो. That is the transaction. But Neha chose to be curious. She chose to be empathetic. And then she chose to be transparent, saying that we have a 30-minute slot. Can we do this today? Are you feeling up to it? Right? So that to me is a sign of leadership, where you put the person at the center and say, are you up to it? Is it okay? And then it is between that person and the leader where they take it forward together as a team. Then there is 100% ownership, 100% accountability. Are you getting the difference, Neha?
Absolutely.
Whereas I walk in धड़धड़ाते हुए and say चलो नेहा अभी ये 30 minutes का करना है. नेहा इज लाइक मैं थकी हुई हूँ, ये क्या यार नेहा 30 minutes का ही तो है, करो चलो बैठते हैं करते हैं. कहाँ की लीडरशिप, कौन सी लीडरशिप? हैव आई इवन पुट माई सेल्फ इन नेहा शूज? हैव आई इवन बॉदर टू आस्क व्हाई आर यू टायर्ड, व्हाई आर यू लुकिंग सो ड्रॉन, व्हाई आर यू लुकिंग दिस दैट, कैन आई हेल्प यू, डू यू वांट मी टू पोस्टपोन, डू यू वांट मी टू डू इट आफ्टर 15 minutes, do you want to do it tomorrow? So to me, these three words, I learned about them during COVID: curiosity, empathy, transparency. And trust me, they have helped me in building and forging so many authentic relationships. I count myself lucky, honestly.
No, sure. Thank you so much. And I think these things should come naturally. These are some things that you cannot teach somebody, but it can definitely be reinforced. So thank you so much for throwing some light on it. This brings us to the end of this masterclass, Sonica. Thank you for your thoughtful insights. And you have actually reminded us that while AI can accelerate progress, it is the human centric approach, it is the empathy that actually shapes the meaningful impact that one has to have. So, thank you so much for beautifully putting it out.
Thank you so much. And I loved again, as usual, talking to you.
Thank you so much. Likewise, Sonika. Thank you so much.